Welcome back, guys. So is the K-bar Slabby here solid, or did it fail me again? What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to Dual Sport Outdoors. So check it out, we finally have the Slabby out in the woods. So I sent that first one back because of the rattly guard, and they hand selected me a new one. I reached out to them through a non-channel email. I have a video about all that, so check that out. Anyway, let's get into this thing. So it's got this polymer sheath. This little button right here is a lock, so you push it back to unlock it. I still think it's bull that they didn't give you a belt loop or any way to carry this, because now I have to keep it in my backpack or tail bag. So anyway, let's just get that out of the way. So here you go, you got about 7 inches of that 1095 Crovan Grivery handles, that slick crap that's on your Beckers. Got kind of the dog's head style pommel on there. You can see there the tang comes all the way through. Now some people say, oh, it's not a full tang and it's junk because it has the hole back in here, skeletonization. I'm going to do a video on that as well, because skeletonization does not make the knife not full tang. That is done for weight savings while retaining some strength. But nice fuller saber grind. And I'm going to show this next to some other options as well, because this is very pricey for what it is. Anyway, let's take it over here. I'm going to beat it through a smaller piece of wood. I'm going to cross baton first, and then I'm going to baton it through a much bigger piece of wood than I normally do, because I said I was going to beat the absolute hell out of this, because whenever I have an out-of-the-box fail, if I get a replacement that seems solid, I test it extra hard. So let's do it. Okay, so first, we're going to cross baton, which is not something I usually do, but I want to do it with this knife. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm getting some shock in that tang when I do this. Now some people are going to, oh, it's a fighting knife. It's only made to go into humans. Any knife can go into humans. Okay. Let's give her a check. Guard and pommel are still solid. So let's go ahead and baton her through this first, and then we'll go for the big piece. Well, she bit right into that. Okay, got down there to that knot, and that piece just broke off. Yeah. Let's turn it. Well, she's doing good so far. There we go. Went right through that knot. Piece of cake. So it is a fairly good batoner so far. Now look at that. I wasn't lying to you guys in those comment sections when I said I was going to beat the absolute hell out of this knife, since it had that out of the box fail. Oh, and I should also mention, I'm hitting this a lot harder than I hit most knives when I baton them. Let's come in at the other end, which is a little more almost fat woody, which means it'll be harder. Definitely like the way it bites in. And I'm not, somehow in this bigger piece of wood, I'm not getting that shock now. It was in that smaller piece of wood. And I'm intentionally pounding on that tip. Okay, let's give it one more. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Let's see. Everything's solid. So she took it. I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you, because under here, guys in the comments section on my fail video were saying, just tighten the screw and quit crying. There's not a screw in there. It's a hollowed out pin. If I remember, I'll put a picture in the end of this video of that section of the knife. It's a hollow pin in there that's very thin metal. It's not like what you would find if you got hollow pins on your custom knives. It literally looks like someone rolled up a little piece of a soda can and stuck it in there to hold this solid. Now, even though it held solid, I'm going to get custom scales and probably a leather sheath for this. I'm going to JB weld that pin just to be sure. Anyway, let's get on with the more bushcrafty part of this video now. I feel much better now that she survived that. I still think the $275 I paid was a little steep, and even the $170 that you would pay on Knife Center or Amazon I think is a little steep for this, because this is less 1095 Crovan than, say, a Becker BK7. So this should actually be cheaper than that BK7 because it's also less grivery. Now some people go, oh, the guard in the pommel. No, that does not have a damn thing to do with it. Okay, well, we got our feathers, no problem. Now let's make a notch. If I can get this stupid piece of wood to hold still. We'll start with the square notch. Pop that out, no problem. Whoops. Okay, that was my bad, guys, not the knife. Okay, let's carve out our 7. There it is. Nice and easy. All right. So next I'm just going to kind of make like a foot peg, because I'm going to show you guys this pommel actually in use on this knife as well. Because to my knowledge, no one who's done a use video on this knife yet has shown the pommel. So I'm going to make just kind of a quick tent peg here for you. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be perfect. Just going to be enough. All right. Now, tip test. And just so you know, if this thing fails at any point during this testing, I'm going to break out my Mark II just to show this knife up. Nope, tip's still straight and attached. So let's come over here. There you go, feather stick. That's just where I was kind of beaver chewing that first bit. So there's a square notch, and then when I was trying to make my 7, I kind of accidentally popped some of it. And then here's my 7. Okay. This is the pointy piece of wood. And I'm just going to take you guys, point you straight down. Looks like here will work. So there's a rock or something right there below it that it's not going to want to go through, but still, it's all solid. Absolutely rock solid. So anyway, I'm going to pause the camera here. We're going to go over to my table there, and I'm going to show you guys some other options. All right, guys, here you see 3 other options that are comparable to the Slabby here. So you got your original Mark II here, which obviously has that stick tang, the very rounded handle. You can get it in leather or you can get it in the rubberized stuff here. I've carried this blade for years and never had any issues with it. And its sheath, I like a whole lot better because it actually has a way to carry the damn thing. And I like its lock mechanism too, because it just goes around the guard instead of having this little ramp deal that you push here to unsheath the Slabby. But you can see again, it's that 7-inch 1095 Crovan steel. Got the pommel on it. Next up, we have the half-breed blades. Large infantry knife, model LIK-01PS, because it's partially serrated. Here's its sheath, Kydex. Now it comes with these or a tech lock, which better than the Slabby, at least it's got carry options. I would still prefer a belt loop, and I am going to order a belt loop for this knife. But again, much nicer sheath. Now you have the EK model 45, which I just realized the damn sheath to is on my belt. Very similar to that Mark II. Kind of that polymer. This has more of a Kydex feel to it, with a nylon loop attached to it. I'm just going to set that aside for now, along with my Leatherman that I had to take off. And again, this is 7 inches, 1095 Crovan. Doesn't have the fuller. It is full tang though. I mean, everyone's been asking for a full tang kabar fighting knife for years. Well, here it is. There's a little notch right here for the guard to rest in. But this is that full tang kabar. Yeah, it's got a longer handle and stuff than the Slabby, but here it is. Now this one is Buller K340, and it's got, I believe that's a G10 on the handle. Full tang, of course, unless of course you're one of the skeletonized is not full tang, because there is a little bit of skeletonization under here. But you know, there's some other options for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share, all that fun stuff. Please feel free to use my Amazon links. That'll be in the description. It helps the channel a lot. Helps me to get stuff like this, get out here and do videos like this for you guys. And I'll see you next time.